Got Willie Burger here on today. And Willie, I want to talk to you a little bit about your process and why you picked the franchise you picked and where you're going to be working. So let's start off by telling everybody a little bit about your background and why you went looking for a franchise.
Yes, I have lived in the Lancaster area since I was about 13 years old. Played baseball, ended up going up to Penn State, spent about 2 years and some change at main campus before joining the Marine Corps. I've been in home services for since then. I was doing well, I was making good money, but it really just came down to something where I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to have more of a say on exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so I started looking around. I started looking to see what would be next. I didn't really have any idea what was next, but I know I wanted to do something for myself. And then throughout that process, I ended up coming across your name through the BWI boards with Penn State. Big Penn State football fan, obviously. I bleed blue and white. I loved my time up there, and I love that community. And I'd always heard your ad on there, and I never really needed it. It was something where I thought it was interesting, but it didn't really apply to me. Then as I started this process and looking into it, it did directly apply to me. So I thought I'd give you a call. And that was really my first foray into the franchise industry. I started learning a lot really quickly and realizing that there was an entire industry behind franchising and looking into a bunch of different home service based businesses like we went over, and just ultimately found one that I think fits me really well. And I'm really excited about it.
And so, yeah, you picked Bloomin' Blinds. And before we get into Bloomin' and why you picked it, let's talk a little bit about your process, because they weren't your number one out of the gates, were they? And you went really far down the road with another company. And it was really fun watching that, because it turned into some recruiting from them where they were really desiring you because you made such a great impression. But talk a little bit about that process and how Bloomin' got to the top.
Yeah, starting out, we went over obviously things that were important to me, and you came back with the list. I think we had five that I started with. And like I said, I was green in terms of franchising. I've always wanted to start my own business, but didn't necessarily know what that looked like. My previous role in home services was a sales management and operations management role, where I basically had a playbook to execute, which the more I learned about franchising, it was a similar model without the personal upside. So as I got into the process, it was really my first time learning about these brands and what they had to offer and all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of information, right? Like it's a lot of information pretty quickly, going through the entire franchise sales process with multiple brands and really learning a lot. And I was, like you mentioned, I was really excited about one brand, and I do think that they're going to go on and do great things. And it really just came down to figuring out exactly what fit me and my family the best. The other brand that I'd gone through and was learning about, it was very similar to what I was doing before. Blue collar, 1099 labor, blue collar industry, and all that kind of stuff. And really just trying to figure out what I wanted moving forward. And I want to make a big impact in my community. It's something where potentially I would be able to bring on family members or different things and start to build out from there in the future.
So what really attracted you to Bloomin' over all the rest of the brands? What stood out?
Yeah. So one of the things for me, like I'm pretty easy to talk to. I'm an open book. Don't really have anything to hide. None of these brands did, but everybody that I've ever come across in business claims that they're authentic, right? It's everybody's keyword, buzzword. I'm authentic. We're open. The more I got to know the team down in Dallas, the Stewart brothers and everybody that's running Bloomin', you could really tell that the authenticity is genuine. They were started as just a family business out of their garage, and they maintain that kind of close-knit feel, right? It's obviously a much larger family now than it was, but it still feels like a family. They're good people. They want to do right by customers. They want to make an impact in the community, and they want to give us all the tools to be able to do that as well.
Okay. And so let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing with Bloomin' Blinds, like the scope of services. Everybody that's listening right now, we want them to know that you're out there and can serve their homes. What all can you do in their homes?
Yeah, custom window treatments and pretty much everything that entails: blinds, shades, shutters. motorization of window treatments as well. We do interior and exterior solutions. So when it comes to awnings, porches, stuff like that, we can certainly do that. And then another interesting piece of the business model is that we also do repairs. And the more that I got to know about the window treatment industry, most people, most businesses do not do repairs. They don't view it as it being really worth their time. It's if you want it, you can buy a new blind or new shade. But the repairs are big because they're easy. We're in there, we're with the customers, we're building a relationship, and we're making something, right? It's not as much as if you sell a new product, but we're able to build that relationship. And through that relationship, not everybody needs a new blind every time. Being able to help people save money in one instance will only help service down the road. We want them to know us as their blind guy. So when it comes time for them to change up their window treatment, we're the first people that come to mind and we're able to call them. So it works as a service and marketing all in one, getting out in the community and making people understand that we can do a great job for them.
Awesome. And all right, so you've got a few territories that you purchased. Tell everybody about what your territory scope is, like what areas you service.
Yeah, so obviously, I mentioned in the beginning, I grew up in Lancaster, lived here since I was 13 years old. So I own Lancaster. So anybody in the Lancaster County area. I also own York County, the vast majority of York County, and able to help people out down in York as well, and then much of Lebanon as well. So pretty much the Lancaster, Lebanon, York trifecta. All three areas are pretty interconnected and culturally similar, and I'm really excited to help them out. Like I said, I've been here since I was 13. I'm very familiar with the area, and all three areas are experiencing growth right now, which is exciting as well.
Last thing, man. All right, if people want to reach out to you, how do they get in touch with you, and are you open yet?
Yeah, right now I'm going through the entire onboarding process. We have a launch date of November 18th. So right now I'm really going through the entire process of setting up the business. I've been meeting a lot of real estate agents and builders and other people in my area to help educate them on ways that we can help them as well. But if you do want to get in touch with us, you can go to bloominblinds.com, fill it out. The customer care center will put you on our schedule for as soon as we're open. If you want to reach out to me personally, you can email me at lancaster@bloominblinds.com. And then also on my cell phone, you can reach me at 717-844-0326. And pretty much any of the above. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to help you and be your blinds window treatment specialist moving forward. But you're just going to have to bear with me if you need something in short order. I'm still going through the entire onboarding process to get up and running.
Yep. So November 18th, Willie Burger will be live. Penn State fans, you heard it from him. He will help you. If you need any kind of window treatments in his area that he serves, call Willie. He will take care of you. I can promise you, this guy has going on. Man, Willie, it was really such an unbelievable experience working with you. I really enjoyed our time together, and I wish you nothing but the best moving forward, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, I'd heard your ad quite a bit before I ever picked up the phone because it didn't really apply to where I was at that point in time. But I'm very happy that I did find you. Found you through, like I said, the BWI community. It's a great community. Everybody there bleeds blue and white. Got an exciting season going on right now. And really taking this opportunity as well just to reach out to the Penn State community. Some of the people on the boards will be familiar with me, others not so much. Like I said, I spent 2.5 years at main campus. When I got up there, I was a baseball player. I met my wife there. She played golf. And I, like many 19, 20-year-old kids, I didn't really have it all figured out. And you ended up joining the Marine Corps after that, which was a big piece of my journey to mature and grow up. And now that I've been back and I've been a member of that community on BWI for a while, I certainly look forward to reaching out to the Penn State community in a greater capacity moving forward as well.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you, like I said, nothing but the best, and I know you're going to crush it. So call Willie if you guys need any window treatments. Bloomin' Blinds. Thanks, Willie.